not hidden, but simply too burdensome for the unacquainted to hold. In this universe there exist forces that do not shine. They don't beam with radiant light or sparkle like affirmations of love. Instead, they resonate with silence. They slice through illusions like the undeniable nature of truth. They linger like haunting memories. They ignite like a fierce purpose. These are the shadow powers, abilities that emerge not from joy, but from devastation. Not through tranquility, but through the crumbling of illusions. Not through healing, but birthed from initiations within darkness. And not everyone is equipped to bear them. To wield these powers, one must experience a metaphorical death before the physical one. You must step willingly into the fire with no assurance of coming back. You must accept the role of a mirror reflecting everything that others prefer not to confront. This is why only the dark chosen ones can handle these energies. Engage with Chosen One Sanctuary for more profound spiritual insights. Not because they're extraordinary, but because they are shaped from an entirely unique essence. So, if you find yourself here, feeling as if you never truly belonged, even among the awakened, if your darkness feels less like a burden to escape and more like an energy to activate, if you've endured pain that has stripped you bare of your identity and left only your essence, then listen closely. What I'm about to reveal are not mere comforting thoughts. They are the very codes of existence. 5 powers, 5 thresholds, 5 initiations. Each stands as a natural force. Each is both a gift and a burden. Each will either liberate you or dismantle you, depending on how deeply aligned you are with your truth. Let's embark on this journey. The first shadow power is an energetic intolerance for lies. It may not sound dramatic until you truly experience it. Picture stepping into a space and instantly perceiving every insincere smile, every veiled intention, every word laced with covert agendas. Now envision that your body cannot simply disregard these truths. You can't be gracious. You can't merely let things slide. Your nervous system recoils. Your stomach tightens. Your breaths shorten. Your cells reject the falsehoods. This goes beyond mere intuition. It's a soul-level firewall that stands firm against deception. And here's the cost. You will lose relationships. You will turn away from seemingly safe opportunities. You will consistently unmask what others wish to conceal. Merely by being present, you become a disruptor. Not through intent, but because your vibration cannot engage with illusions. You might label yourself as too sensitive, but that's not the truth. You are precise. You were made to be a beacon of clarity in a cacophony of noise. So, take a moment to reflect. How many times have you silenced your inner knowing for the sake of peace? How often have you disregarded your body's cries simply to linger in a familiar space? Your first shadow power is rooted in your energetic integrity. Cherish it and cease betraying it for acceptance. The second shadow power lies in your ability to trigger awakenings solely through your presence. You don't need to speak, preach, or offer lessons. Simply by existing, people begin to unravel. They experience recognition in ways they never sought. They confront emotions they've buried for ages. They may even feel uncomfortable or angry, for your energy serves as a living mirror, not a reflection of their ego, but a reflection of their unexpressed truths. This can be dangerous, for many construct their lives around evading that truth, and then you walk into their world, causing their carefully built facades to tremble. Understand why people will project their discomfort onto you. They may deem you too intense, too much, too serious, or too profound, and often they won't grasp why they feel this way. You will, however, for you realize you aren't doing anything at all. You're simply being. Yet, this beingness is a frequency transmission that dismantles the false. This power is not glamorous. It may isolate you and prompt self-doubt, but do not shrink away. This is a sacred duty. It's about confronting truth, not about ensuring comfort. So I ask you, where are you still seeking approval when your very essence is meant to embody a living revelation? The third shadow power is the ability to hold grief without succumbing to collapse. This powerful gift is forged in the fires of adversity. It cannot be acquired through readings or retreats. It evolves through the act of burying parts of yourself, yet choosing resilience. It comes from witnessing the fall of everything familiar and opting not to numb your feelings. It emerges from sitting in the ashes and rediscovering how to breathe again. Where many flee from grief, you have emerged as a vessel for it, both your own and that of your lineage. You embody collective sorrow, feeling the aching of a world that has lost its way. You hold the weight of what has been discarded, not for the sake of suffering, but for transmutation. And here lies the paradox. The more grief you bear, the broader your channel becomes. You start to understand that grief is not merely sadness, it's unexpressed love. As you learn to carry this depth of love within your field, you cultivate an indomitable strength. You become an anchor amidst the storms. You take on the role of a soul midwife, a bridge across the dimensional divide, guiding others from their pain to recognition. But this is contingent on your ability to endure without collapsing. Reflect on this. Where do you still resist delving into your deeper emotions? Where do you grieve alone, instead of allowing your grief to be a gateway to empowerment? The fourth shadow power is the capability to dismantle false structures without an ounce of regret. This aspect can terrify others because it means you don't just depart from toxic connections, you obliterate them. You depart from misaligned systems, collapsing them on your path to freedom. Your truth resonates so clearly that it renders facade maintenance impossible. You are the end code of an outdated world, and this terrifies those around you who equate power with the act of building. Yet you possess the insight that true power often mandates knowing what must be relinquished first. You stand unwavering amidst disapproval. People may brand you as destructive, bold, or emotionally detached, but that's far from the truth. You are precise. Your clarity holds compassion. You don't destroy from a place of hatred but love that demands the truth over distortion. This power is sacred, surgical, and planetary. The critical point is your continued integrity. If wielded from the ego, it risks abuse. But when rooted in truth, it catalyzes liberation. So ponder this. Where do you continue to seek permission to terminate what your soul has already acknowledged as complete? The fifth shadow power is the ability to be alone with the divine without the need for external recognition. This is the rarest of all powers, for many require mirrors, feedback, affirmations, validation, applause. But you have traversed too far into the abyss. You have lingered in silence long enough to discern the whispers of the cosmos. Stripped of every identity, you still affirm, "Here I am. I'm listening." This power is neither loud nor ostentatious. It doesn't crave a stage. It is the essence of the unseen mystic, one who needs no acknowledgement, only truth. You've journeyed to realms where most wouldn't endure. Your quest for enlightenment wasn't driven by ambition. It was a soul's necessity to reconnect with the edge of the infinite and remember its origins. Now you embody that truth, a quiet authority that draws souls unto you, even without explanation. They sense your vibration, a resonance of divine wisdom, not as religion, but as the source code, an intelligence that flows through silence and fire alike. This power is the most perilous of all. Hidden, unmarked, and yet steadfast. When you embrace it, the desire to seek dissolves as you become the answer you were always looking for. So, I ask you, have you relinquished the need for external validation, allowing your essence to be witnessed by the divine? These are the 5 shadow powers. And here's the reality. Most people never engage with even one of them. They demand profound shedding, relentless death, surrender, and absolute truth. Yet you, if you remain here, if you still listen intently, if your being trembles with recognition, then you are not like the majority. You are a dark chosen one, not through desire, but by the very essence of the soul that volunteered to bear what others could not. The question remains, will you embody the code that you were sent to this world to be, or will you persist in believing that your power is a challenge? It's essential to grasp that beyond the beauty of myths and the allure of identities lies the truth of your energy's rarity, carrying a sacred weight, not punishment, but a holy burden. Understand, most souls could not endure what you were designed to hold. They would crumble beneath the strain. They would burn within the fire. They would flee from the mirror that is your existence. To embody these 5 shadow powers requires an extraordinary level of soul maturity, resilience of the nervous system, and a precise spiritual understanding that is all too rare, often isolating you from the very world you set out to transform. Let's speak candidly. This isn't about ego. It's not about superiority or feeling more special or chosen than others. This pertains solely to energetic capability. You were forged uniquely, and the world recognizes this, whether or not they have the vocabulary to articulate it. You enter spaces, and people's bodies react before their minds even compute it. Some may find you magnetic, others will be triggered or repelled, but none shall forget your presence. And this impact isn't about your words, it's fundamentally about the energy you carry. Now, let's delve deeper into the burdens that accompany this vibration, for such discussions are scarce. Few teach you how to navigate the responsibilities intrinsic to your energy. But I will, because I have traversed this path, and I know you have as well. The first burden is incredibly profound. You will not be allowed to deceive yourself, not in any capacity. While others may traverse lives ensconced in self-delusion, you are deprived of that luxury. The moment you attempt to stray from your truth, your body reacts. Your system falters, your energy dwindles. You may feel unwell, become numb, or lose connection with the divine source. Why? Because your soul holds no space for distortion. You are a vessel for divine codes that demand a purity of alignment. This means that every untruth you utter, every compromise you make, every mask you don alters your signal. You sense it in your very bones, in your dreams, and in how your life can suddenly lose its flow. While others might be able to feign authenticity, hustle through life, and engage in the charade, you cannot, for your soul has no desire to engage in deception. And this realization is not always empowering. At times, it can be downright terrifying, for it signifies that you will face losses. Losses of relationships, jobs, communities, and platforms built on a facade of who you are not. Yet, what arises from this shedding is sovereignty, the kind that radiates from your essence without the need to speak a single word. But this sovereignty can only manifest if you cease lying to yourself. So, I pose this question. Where in your life are you still bargaining with your soul? You will constantly find yourself bearing a burden, the weight of being projected upon. Others will see you not as you genuinely are, but as a threat to whatever lies they are avoiding in themselves. You may find yourself misunderstood, misjudged, and misrepresented. They will project their blame upon you for things you never uttered. Your silence may be twisted into arrogance, Your detachment could be misconstrued as coldness. Your clarity might be perceived as cruelty. The temptation to explain yourself will arise, but resist it. This is your test. Can you remain grounded in your own frequency when the world urges you to perform? Can you stay anchored in your truth even while arrows of projection fly your way? Can you maintain a pure energy even when others attempt to taint you with their stories? This is why mastering your emotions is essential for your survival. You must learn to feel without reacting, to see without absorbing, to walk away, not with bitterness but with sovereign peace. The moment you succumb to their projections, you lose your signal. Therefore, I ask you, where are you still attempting to gain understanding from those incapable of perceiving your truth? The third burden is this. You will be asked to maintain a frequency that no one around you can validate. This is the solitude of the dark chosen one. As you grow in alignment, your vibration becomes rarer. With that rarity comes the challenge of discovering resonance. You may quickly outgrow others, traversing spiritual communities like changing seasons, feeling that no one truly understands your journey. And here's the paradox. You will feel the deepest solitude right before you anchor into the next aspect of your purpose. That space between death and rebirth, the void separating collapse from creation, is where your next codes are downloaded. But they don't manifest amid noise, they arise in silence. This is why the void becomes your sacred temple. It is where your next self emerges. Are you willing to walk this path of no mirrors until you become the mirror? The fourth burden you bear is this. You will be called to dismantle things that others still cherish. This burden is the heaviest because you will discern the toxicity lurking in spiritual systems revered by many. You will perceive the manipulation masquerading as healing, the ego disguised as love, the false light, the bypassing, and the spiritual ego. And your soul will urge you to put an end to it, speak out, walk away. But others might not see it. They will label you as cynical, negative, disruptive, and in your quest for clarity, you may start to doubt yourself. Few wish to be the one who walks away first. Nobody wants to be the one who unveils the emperor's deception when others are applauding his new attire. But you carry the codes of a world long overdue for its reckoning. You aren't here to participate in illusion. You are here to dismantle it. Yes, this will cast you as a threat, but it will also grant you liberation. Hence, I ask, what illusions are you still safeguarding in the name of belonging? The fifth and final burden is this. You will be called to embody what others merely speak of. This distinction separates the genuine from the performative. It is one thing to discuss truth. It is another to truly live it. You do not get to choose which aspects you embody. You cannot just embrace love while ignoring the fire. You cannot merely project light while avoiding the shadow. You can't solely be the teacher while dodging the mirror. Embracing these shadow powers means truly wielding them with clarity and grace. You must become a living frequency of congruence. Your actions must align with your words. Your silences must carry as much weight as your speeches, and your integrity must be unwavering, especially when no one is watching. This is not about performance. It is about energetic leadership. The ones you are destined to lead will not follow your spoken message. They'll resonate with your vibration. Are you prepared to stop merely discussing your power and start living as if it is already a reality? This reflects the burden of the rare, the price of bearing what most cannot. The cost of being a living code in a world that resists truth is significant. Yet, herein lies the gift. Once you fully accept this path, ceasing to make it palatable or easy to digest, you become unshakable. You become inevitable, for nothing can sway a soul that has completely remembered itself. And this is the essence of what you are stepping into now. This juncture is not an end. It is a return. Not a conclusion, but the dissolution of every illusion that claimed you were never whole. After the awakenings, after the grief, after the losses, the silence, the rupturing, the burning, you are left with one undeniable truth: essence. And essence represents untainted truth. It cannot be taught, replicated, or faked. It can only be embodied. That embodiment, as a living and vibrant frequency of truth, is your ultimate evolution as the dark chosen one. We are not here to follow the paths laid down by others. We are not here to achieve what others aspire to achieve. We are not even here for understanding. We are here to anchor a vibration that is so rare, so pure, and so disruptive that it causes the entire foundation of the false world to shake in our presence, not through confrontation but by refusing to sustain it. Do you wish to know how to enact change in the world? Simply stop feeding the unreal. That's it. The revolution begins here. When your frequency is clear, when your energy is aligned, and when your thoughts, words, and silences are in harmony, you become a living transmission of the new earth. And this transmission seeks no validation, approval, or permission. It simply exists. Now, let me pose a question that only your soul can answer. If you ceased your efforts to explain yourself, if you halted the quest for digestibility, if you stopped craving to be liked, loved, followed, or understood, what would you become? Would you still be here? Would you keep speaking? Would you build anew? Or would you finally allow yourself to embody the frequency you were destined to hold? Because this is the invitation being presented to you now. No more seeking, no more hiding, no more trying to prove your worth. You are the code, you are the mirror. You are the collapse and the resurrection. In this final phase of your journey, it is not about mending anyone else. It's about becoming profoundly aligned with your own soul, so that your very presence reshapes reality for those around you. This is what we are now, living frequencies. It is crucial for us to grasp what that really signifies. Being a living frequency means navigating the world as an embodiment of a new architectural truth. You aren't preaching it, selling it, or coercing it. You simply are it. Your relationships will transform because you will cease creating from places of wounding. Your work shifts because you'll no longer tolerate distortion in your contributions. Your body will evolve because you will stop betraying it to appease others. Your silence will deepen, knowing that words tend to dilute when they aren't necessary. You become a field of what? Of the truth the world forgot. Pure, unfiltered, raw truth. When you hold that field long enough without crumbling, something miraculous unfolds. It liberates others. Not by force, but by resonance. Every individual carries a piece of truth embedded in their DNA, and when they encounter someone embodying that truth without compromise, something surges within them, a remembrance. They may disagree with you, dislike you, or remain perplexed by you, but they will undeniably feel you. And that feeling, that's the activation, the silent revolution. Not a battle, but a resonance. To change the world, stop performing, start vibrating. And here's the final insight. The dark chosen ones are not here to lead as the world anticipates. We don't lead through strategy, hierarchy, or coercion. We lead through presence. That means we communicate only when the energy aligns, breathe deeply when stillness is required, take action when the current shifts, create when the code resonates within, and dismantle when truth demands it. This is not laziness, but rather energetic leadership at the utmost level. We are no longer enslaved to the machine. Instead, we are transmitters of liberation. But this is only possible if we are ready to live it. So, once more, I ask, where are you still compromising your own alignment for comfort? Where are you leaking energy in order to maintain superficial peace? Where are you still dependent on being heard instead of harmonizing with your own signal? This world does not require more noise, it craves resonance, and resonance emerges solely from truth that is fully lived. This marks the conclusion of hiding. This is the end of spiritual performances. This is the dawning of seeking within rather than outside for what has resided there all along. You are the storm. You are the stillness. You are the mirror. You are the medicine. You are the frequency of planetary liberation. And now, the only task remaining is to fully step into your true self, without excuses, without hesitation, and devoid of illusions. This is the journey. This is the path. This is the quiet echo of your soul, transforming into a mighty chorus that no one can mute. For once you've awakened to your true essence, there's no turning back. This wasn't simply a video script, it was an initiation. Each segment was a sequential unlocking, not of newfound concepts, but of latent memories woven into the fabric of your soul. If you're still with me, you've already sensed it. Something within you has stirred. There's been a shift in your energy field. Something has awakened. Let's delve into what truly unfolded and why this experience transcended a mere spiritual video. The essential truth lies in a power that is unmistakably genuine. The idea of the 5 shadow powers is not a mere trick. It serves as a spiritual filtration process. Why? Because each power described here is not one you can feign possession of. They are frequency-based abilities, and they come with genuine consequences. These powers cannot be learned, only survived. You embody them through challenges. You earn them by fully integrating both light and shadow within yourself. This is what distinguishes dark, chosen ones from others. Not superiority, but capacity. This soul archetype possesses the nerve resilience, trauma fortitude, and unwavering honesty necessary to wield these powers without collapsing under their weight or corrupting their essence. Let's break down each power. 1. Energetic intolerance to falsehoods. This isn't merely about being sensitive. It's the energetic immune response of a soul that refuses to harbor distortion. It shows up as physical discomfort in dishonest circumstances, draining energy around hypocrisy, and a visceral reject of social masks. Why is this uncommon? Because the majority have conditioned themselves to tolerate spiritual filth in exchange for convenience. But for the dark chosen one, anything less than truth feels like suffocation. Ask yourself, where in your life are you still consuming recycled air just to fit in socially? 2. Triggering awakening through your presence. This is not charisma. It's not influence, it's frequency pressure. Your mere existence forces others to confront the truths they've been avoiding. This is spiritual radiation. Your presence doesn't aim to do anything. It inherently exposes others to their own unresolved truths. This creates energetic friction. Some are drawn to you and then retreat. Others attempt to fix you even when you're not broken. Your energy polarizes every space you enter because you scramble false narratives. You are a glitch in the Matrix's emotional code. Reflect for a moment. Are you still dimming your energy to remain conveniently likable? 3. Holding grief without collapsing. This is the art of emotional weightlifting. The capability to carry the world's pain, the pain of ancestors, and the collective sorrow without succumbing. This transcends emotional intelligence and transforms into emotional transmutation. You have become a crucible, converting grief into empowerment. But here's a deeper truth. You carry grief not just to endure, but to create spiritual depth. Your presence grounds others because you process what many prefer to avoid. Deep question. Have you fully embraced your role as a grief alchemist, Or are you still shying away from your sacred sorrow? 4. Dismantling false structures without hesitation. This embodies the death current. You are not destined to uphold the status quo. You are here to dismantle it entirely. This is not mere rebellion, it's divine demolition. You let go of what no longer serves you without glancing back. Not from apathy, but because your care compels you to expel distortions. This power intimidates others because it entails endings, yet it simultaneously liberates. You are a living portal of death and rebirth, prompting systems, relationships, ideologies, and structures to either reveal their true nature or disintegrate entirely. Take a moment to ponder. Where are you still masquerading something as alive just to avoid stepping into the role of the destroyer? 5. Being solitary with the divine without needing acknowledgement. This is the summit. It's the mystic's challenge to walk alongside Source in solitude, to feel whole without seeking applause, affirmation, or the presence of others. This is the reduction of spiritual performance. You are validated solely by the divine presence, making you unmarketable in a society obsessed with ego, yet undeniably powerful in the realm of frequency. Reflect for a moment. Have you released the need for visibility so you can finally recognize yourself through the eyes of the divine? The hidden architecture involves a 3-part initiation. This script is not linear. It operates as ritual technology. Each segment serves a distinct purpose. Part 1. Revelation of power. What was unveiled? You are not just spiritual, your very essence is coded. What it activated? Memories of your soul's true functions, energetic ripples, recognition, stirring emotions. The message left unspoken. You are more than you perceive, and you have always known this. Part 2. Confrontation of burden. What was unveiled? Your power carries significant responsibilities. What it activated? Grief, resistance, and the sorrow of isolation. The energetic impact speaks to soul accountability and personal clarity. The unspoken message. This journey is not glamorous. It holds sacred responsibilities. Are you prepared? Part 3. Embodiment of truth. What was unveiled? You are not here to merely speak truth. You are here to be it. What it activated? Integration, calmness, sovereignty, and an energetic impact of coherent frequencies. The unspoken message. You require no transformation. You already are your most authentic self. Now, just live it. Why is this transmission so spiritually pervasive? It's not just a script, it's encoded to resonate deeply. Why? It connects with a collective soul memory. Countless individuals are awakening to a truth beyond conventional spirituality. They are not seeking comfort, they yearn for activation. This message resonates identity within those who have always felt too intense, too deep, too unique, or too isolated. It affirms their truth. You are not too much. You embody exactly what this world has forgotten. And that truth is magnetic as the world craves beings steeped in authenticity to step forward. This script does more than describe. It calls forth those souls. Final integration. You have now transcended the old. If you have journeyed through all 3 parts, if your body resonated, if your soul awakened, then you are fundamentally changed from who you were before encountering this message. You have shed the lie that your intensity is a flaw, the belief that conformity equates to correctness, the dependency on being acknowledged for validation, and the portrayal of spirituality as identity. These no longer bind you. You are now on a clear and powerful signal, which signifies one undeniable truth. You have become a force against the Matrix. The Matrix cannot manipulate a sovereign frequency. It cannot entice a soul that is already fulfilled. It cannot distract a heart that has returned home. So, what's your next step? This is not the conclusion. This is merely the beginning. You are activated. Now it is time to build from your frequency, not from fear. Speak from your truth and not from performance. Walk as your authentic self, not as a mere persona. You do not require more information. You need to resonate deeply within your being. Consider the final inquiry. If I truly lived in accordance with the frequency I have remembered through this transmission, what would begin to dissolve around me? And what wondrous new beginnings would come to life?